Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders, and welcome back to part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the week of March 7th through March 11th. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, Be Greedy When Others Are Fearful, then we would highly recommend that you watch that to get all of the market analysis, input data, strategies, etc. that go into updating our watch list, building our bullpen, building our shopping list, etc. that we'll do here in part 2. We'll also talk about some cryptocurrencies used for minting NFTs towards the end of the video, so we hope that you'll stick around for that discussion as well. So let's get started. Okay, firstly I want to review our recent trade in Kratos, KTOS, and show you kind of how we handled that trade. Congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this latest swing trade in KTOS. So if I look up KTOS on the stock screen on Webull, this is the online browser version of Webull, the stock screen. And as always, you can find our affiliate link for Webull in the description box below or in the trading platforms link section on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. And you'll also see that currently, as of the filming of this video, Webull is offering even more free stocks. They're offering 5 free stocks right now as of the recording of this video. I'm not sure how long this additional promotion will last, so again, if you're not already using Webull, you might want to get 5 free stocks while you can. They typically offer 2 or more, so right now it's 5. So if we go back here to the stock screen in Webull, you can see our latest position on KTOS. We entered on the 23rd at 1612. We exited when we got stopped out on the 1st at 2036 for an ROI of about 26%, which if you multiply the days held times 30 for a 30-day ROI of over 131%. So again, we entered here somewhere in the 16th and rode it up here, and in some of our other videos where we talk about protecting your profits with stop limit orders in Webull. This is how we manage this order, and you will see how as it broke through the successive resistance levels, we would manually move a stop limit up just below that resistance level. So after it peaked, bounced off this higher resistance level, broke down through that 2036, we got stopped out there, and that's where we got our 26% profit. So again, this is how we manage these trades. You know, we manually move the stop limits up to protect our profits. We stay below these support or resistance levels to not get our stops sniped as easily, and that was a nice profit. We can see Kratos has since declined. It looks like it may be turning. It's still kind of high. It ran up. So right now we're not watching Kratos, but if it becomes attractive again down in this level, we may take another shot at it. So I hope that helps. Please let me know if you have any questions about that in the comments below, in our Discord, in our Facebook group, etc. Okay? Okay, let's quickly go through our updates to our main watch list for this week. So I brought up my main watch list here on the stock screen on Webull, and we'll just quickly go through what we have, what we're keeping, what we're adding, etc. So we're going to keep Boyle just kind of to watch the trend of natural gas. As you can see, it's kind of high right now. So again, Boyle is the long on natural gas, coal is the short on natural gas. We tend to keep those here. We've made some nice profits on both sides of that trade, but right now it's kind of in no man's land in the middle, but we'll keep them there so we can keep an eye on that if an opportunity develops in this area. So CVU is a defense, low float defense stock. It's kind of run up. I've debated about taking it off. It has run up a bit, but we'll leave it there for now for this week. DRIP is the short on oil, and we have a position. We are short on oil right now. As you saw, oil kind of went nuts, and it's now up over 115 or something like that. When we originally talked about taking this short, we said, yeah, people are saying 130, whatever. The nature of commodities is that they're cyclical, and as I mentioned in part one, a couple years ago, oil went negative. People were getting paid to take oil, which is ridiculous. Makes no sense, totally irrational, and so does $200 oil. It's not going to stay there. Now, it could go there, and we will hold this position because eventually it will turn around. This position will become profitable, and we'll ride it on the way down. If you are not already short oil and you can catch the very peak and ride it down, there's huge opportunity in this area. If you want to ride the momentum up on oil, again, be careful. It's going to turn at some point. It has been choppy, but Gush is the leveraged ETF to play long oil. So DRIP, short oil, Gush, long oil. One we are adding to our watch list for this week is INDL, and INDL is an index. It's a bull 2x leveraged index on India. And we've talked about this briefly in the past. I kind of find that quite attractive. If we zoom this guy out for a ways, we can see it's run up nicely, and then it ran up to a peak and has been declining. It looks like it's bounced off this support a couple times. We'd kind of like it lower down in this 40 area, but we want to keep an eye on that and see if it's going to turn and head back up. You can see it was in a long-term uptrend. It's declined along with the U.S. markets, but the position of India, they are siding with the West. They're not strongly affiliated with either the West or with Russia or China. There are some threats from China, etc. But again, I won't talk too much about the politics, but I like the long-term trends in India. So this was one that was recommended. It looks like there's a potential opportunity here. We'll put that one on our watch list and see if we can get along in India going forward. So we talked about coal, POW, as you probably heard. They've had news out. They've been donating ammunition to Ukraine, etc. It's run up kind of high. Again, I thought about taking it off since it's run up so much, but I think for now I'll leave it on, just as we can see it kind of cycled, and if it happens to come down and then hit support and turn, maybe there'll be an opportunity again in POW. Now let's talk about our trades and current positions in SVXY. That's pretty exciting, so we'll talk about that in a little detail. Okay, I wanted to review with you in a little more detail some of our recent trades at SVXY. We just love playing the volatility, scalping volatility, just because of the nature of the VIX. I think it's a great way to make money, and we really like the short because by definition, by the nature of the VIX, it is pretty much defined to always revert to its mean, always retrace to its mean. So if you catch it on a peak on one of these spikes, you're almost guaranteed. I know there's no guarantee, but you're pretty much, if you hold on to it, you're pretty much guaranteed to make a profit, and we just love almost guaranteed profit. So here's some of our recent trades. You can see we did get stopped out of our previous long position. You can see we had entered that on the 24th in this area as it started to, as the SVXY started to go up, which means the VIX spiked or reached a peak and started to decline. So we went long at that point. We rode it, held on to it. You tend to get these gap up and gap downs in SVXY, and something to note is in most of the trading platforms, your stops are not active during extended hours. So even though they gapped it down during extended hours, it didn't hit our stop, When it opened above our stop, and then at some point it turned and went below our stop, stopped us out at about 50.71. We got about a 4% profit just over those 4 days or so, just a couple days. So that equates to a 39% monthly profit. So, I'll take it. And congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders that also profited on that scalp. Now, on the 4th, which was Friday, we had a standing buy order sitting at this low point, this support level, for the SVXY, and when the VIX spiked again, it caught that buy, and so we now have a large position at that bottom, that 47.76 point on SVXY, and again we'll just ride that as it breaks through these pivot points. We will set a stop, move it up. When it breaks the next one, we'll move it up just below those pivot points. And as the VIX retraces, now if it spikes higher, that's fine. I'll take my profit, and we'll play it again the same way. We'll set a buy order at the new peak. When it hits, then we'll ride it down. So, this is going to be an ongoing theme. We'll just keep putting good to cancel buy orders at the lowest point on SVXY, let them hit and ride it down for a profit, manually manage our stops below these pivot points, and we'll do this, rinse and repeat, and just cash in money. So we hope this helps. Like I said, this is probably my favorite trade. So again, let me know what you all think in the comments, Discord, Facebook group, etc. Let me know if you got into this SVXY, any of these SVXY trades, or how you like to play them. I'd be interested in talking with you about it. So I hope that helps. Okay, another one I want to add back on our watch list that we've had on our watch list in the past, traded in the past, is TMV, which is the Bear 3x leveraged ETF on the 20-year Treasury. Hopefully you saw in the Discord, etc., in the comments that we added this to the watch list on the 2nd, March 2nd, because of the strange behavior in the bonds. Again, they're running the prices up on a risk-off, rush to safety type of activity. Again, the mutual funds doing it. They're running the price up, which again to me is totally irrational given the quantitative tightening that we know the Fed's going to impose at some point. But again, right now the behavior in the treasuries is, in my opinion, quite irrational. So if that gives us an opportunity to make some money, I'll take it. So you can see in a longer term chart, this is the TMV. You can see I'd really like it down lower at about the 55. I've set an alert here that'll be triggered if it touches or breaks down through that 55 level. But I do want to watch it because they have been pushing the prices higher, which drives the yields lower. And if we get a washout and they drive it down to this 55 level, I'll probably take a chunk of TMV because, again, we expect bond prices to decrease as the Fed sells off their balance sheet and the yields to go up. So I see that as a pretty high probability of success trade. So that's adding TMV. Again, UVXY is the long on the VIX. It's the inverse of SVXY, the short on the VIX, so it's useful to be able to watch both of them. And then VTI is the total stock market ETF, very popular ETF. We have large orders sitting down on VTI down in this 206 level where the previous low was. We kind of missed that dip before. If it comes down, we may take it a little higher if we get an opportunity. I'm not chasing it up here, but if it comes down 209 at that supportish level or 206, I'm going to take a big chunk of VTI and ride the markets up. So those are updates to our main watch list for this week, and now we'll look at our bullpen, shopping list, etc. Okay, let's talk about updates to our bullpen, etc. watch lists. We have a separate watch list that we call the bullpen, and those are ones that we want to put in the game when they look attractive. So here's my watch list of bullpen stocks in Webull. We can see, you know, I added INDL to our main watch list, so you can see how you can just move them between watch lists in quickly and easily in Webull. We can see what we've got currently. Corsair, again, it ran up. We'll just leave it here on the bullpen, wait for it to come back down. Grow was looking a little attractive. It's come down with the cryptocurrencies. I kind of like it down a little bit lower, but again, I'll leave it on the bullpen to keep an eye on it. Also, OESX was kind of looking kind of interesting. It's a low float LED electrical profitable company, as we've discussed before. It may be attractive. I'm keeping an eye on it. It looks like it's broken down recently, so it might be settling in at that support. We'll keep an eye on it. Pets has kind of run up. I like Pets, but I'm not going to chase it up there. We'll wait for it to come down. And PayPal made a bounce, and then it kind of peaked up and looks like it may be settling in at this S1 level down here. Again, this may be one that we might put in the game. Several of these look like, depending on market conditions, depending on how they behave, we might be putting them in the game. So keep an eye on the comments to the video, the Discord, the etc. And if we move these guys and put them in the game, we will try to comment out there for you. Tate, again, low float, aerospace oriented, industrial oriented, potentially attractive. We're just looking to see where the opportunity may be. TMF is on the 20-year treasury, and you can see it's kind of in the middle right now, so you can see the level that we've got an alert set, so if that triggers we might take a look. And Yalo is kind of looking more attractive now too, because it's come down a ways. So yeah, we may get an opportunity. We kind of like it down near this previous low, particularly with the declining market conditions. So that's what we've got in the bullpen right now. Some things to think about that we're considering is, with the Russia taking that large nuclear power plant in the Ukraine, it's one, I guess, the largest in Europe, one of the largest in the world. It again caused fear, and so again, reference to part one, you know, be greedy when others are fearful. So it seemed like it caused a decline in uranium and nuclear power. So we may get an opportunity now to catch uranium again if it comes back down. And just some of the stocks, the tickers to look at in terms of uranium is the ETF URNM, which is a global uranium mining ETF. It does pay a very small dividend, but that's a way to long uranium using an ETF. A couple individual stocks that we've traded in the past, made money with in the past, that we will kind of keep an eye on is DNN, Denison Mines, a small cap uranium miner, and then a larger one is UUUU. So we're going to keep an eye on uranium. It's not one that shows up in the futures chart in FinViz, so we just want a reminder that we want to keep an eye on those, and maybe that's something I should add to the bullpen. If you guys want to quickly see how you can quickly add things to the bullpen, there's a couple ways. I can do it here, so I can search for the symbol here, and then you can see it's already in one of our watch lists. It's in our ETFs watch list. If I want to add it to the bullpen, I can just star the bullpen, and now it's also added to the bullpen. So that's one way you can maintain your watch list, and we have a whole video on this as well, so I'll put a link to that video in the description box below. Another way is to go to that watch list, so select that tab in the watch list screen in Webull, and then you can add these symbols quickly. If you have a number of symbols you want to add, you can put them there, add, and then add. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can quickly and easily add symbols to your watch list. So now we've got these uranium symbols in our bullpen. Again, they're not at a low point where I'd like them. I'd like them obviously to come come down a bit. But if I throw them in the bullpen, I can take a look at them on a daily basis, and then when they become attractive, we'll see it and put them in the game, add them to our main watch list. So hope that all helps. We talk about our other watch lists, etc. Okay, now I've pulled up our ETFs watch list in Webull, and this is where we keep all the ETFs that we're watching, so we can quickly and easily scan through them. And I want to talk about a potential addition to this ETF watch list, and then show you how we evaluate which ETFs to choose for a particular theme to add to this watch list. As someone in another chat recommended SPXS, which is a bear 3X ETF on the SPY, and you can see we currently have Spxu in our database, in our watch list, to short the SPY, which is another 3X bear ETF on the SPY, and we can kind of see the end of the graph there. So now I want to show you, okay, which one should we watch, which one should we use if we're actually going to try to short the SPY. Should we use Spxu or should we use SPXS? So let me show you how I go through that process to evaluate ETFs and which one we pick for a particular theme. Okay, then I want to show you a spreadsheet that I use in Google Sheets to compare ETFs of a similar theme to pick which ones do we want to add to our database. So I'm going to evaluate these on a risk-reward, 52-week risk-reward, and also a top-to-bottom risk-reward. So what I could do is I could take SPXS that we want to compare to SPXU in terms of which one do we want to put in our database, in our watch list, whenever we want to short the S&P. So I look up SPSX in FinBiz. I just enter the ticker, bring up the profile, and then I want to grab the 52-week range price. And I just want to copy that. And then I want to paste the high and low into those cells for SPXS. So I put in the high and the low, 52-week high and the low. And then I can see, okay, I'm dividing the 52-week high by the 52-week low. I'm assuming my risk if I buy it at the 52-week low, the most I could lose, it could go to 0, right? And I could make up to the 52-week high, which would be a 2.4 times return on my money. So now let's look and see if there's a better top and bottom. I've already kind of looked at the monthly, and it doesn't really provide useful information. So let's look at the weekly. And again, it's kind of extreme, but we'll just pick the top price here just for an example, 288.50. So we'll put that in as the top, 288.50 for the top, and then for the bottom, we'll see if there's any lower price than that, 1587. It's again, it's difficult to see because it's so extreme. It kind of looks like that is the bottom price, so we'll put that as well in the bottom, and then we'll get a ratio, a reward to risk ratio. If it were to continue up beyond its 52-week high, you can see we'd make 18 times. So again, a little extreme in this case. So now let's look at SPXU similarly. Again, I just bring up SPXU in FinBiz, copy out its 52-week range, put that in the 52-week range cells for SPXU. And this spreadsheet's super easy. You can see the formulas. You're just dividing the top from the bottom and copying those formulas down. Okay, so we can see the 52-week is slightly lower. It's 2.42 versus 2.43. Let's look at the top and bottom prices. And I've already got SPXU in our database, so I am going to just see if I already have these top and bottom prices determined, and if not, we'll look at the chart. Okay, so I don't have a top and bottom price in the database, So I'm going to look at the chart. I'm going to go to the weekly. Okay, it looks very similar. Again, we see this spike probably at the same time. Its top is 218.40. So the top price is 218.40. See what the bottom price is. It's going to be in a similar spot. It's probably going to be that low, that 1203 low. Do we see anything lower? I don't see anything really lower, so I'm going to take that 1203 to be the bottom. So I just copy the 52-week low to the bottom. So again, for SPXS, we see the reward to risk from the top to bottom is 18.17. For SPXU, it's 18.15. So barring any other information, looking at the charts, if you happen to like the movement in one versus the other, etc., there are other minor factors, but in this case, just doing the reward to risk, if I had to pick one of these to put it in the watch list, put in the database, I would pick now SPXS, as it provides a little bit better reward to risk ratio, both on a 52-week basis and on a top to bottom basis. So we'll go ahead and we'll add that to our ETF watch list in Webull. I just say SPXS, and in the future, when we look at shorting the S&P, we will be using SPXS instead of SPXU. So again, I hope that all helps. You can see how we evaluate similar ETFs, given a theme, given a direction, etc., to put on our watch list, to put in our database. So, we'll remove SPXU so we don't get confused in the future. So, I hope that all helps. Okay, let's briefly talk about cryptocurrencies, cryptos. If you've been around since the beginning of the year, you'll see in our New Year's resolutions that one of the things we wanted to learn this year was how to trade cryptocurrencies. We've created this watch list in Webull of the most popular, the top cryptocurrencies that we were watching. And you'll see in my notes here that we place a day trade, a trade for one day to just test this out, to start to learn, to buy one Ethereum at $2,000, and we recorded that process, how you buy cryptocurrency in Webull, in another video, and you'll find the link to this video in the description box below, so you can see how you can buy cryptocurrency currently in a cash account in Webull. So again, we tried that out. We would like to try to buy Ethereum down in the 2,000 range. I don't know if it'll come back down there, or, cryptocurrencies have been very volatile, so who knows. But one thing we did learn is right now the orders in Webull expire after 1 day, so I can't do a good to cancel and just leave it out there, which is what I would prefer to do. So we have to find better ways to watch cryptocurrencies in general. You can see I do have an alert out there that I can adjust, etc. So I get alerted when my price triggers, and then I can go place the order in Webull to buy cryptocurrencies. Again, it's been very volatile. There's a lot of risk off, whether it's a store value or not, a lot of discussion, etc. So one of the things that we want to talk about today is I'm particularly interested in Ethereum because of its use in NFTs, as I can see a long-term demand for the use of Ethereum, using it to mint NFTs. So that's why that one's particular interest. So the next question I asked, and I post this in a number of the Discords, our Discord and our cryptocurrency channel, etc., and another Discord, is whether, number one, is Ethereum Classic, is that used to mint NFTs? And the answer was essentially no. Apparently that's not used very much, so we're not particularly focused on Ethereum Classic. But then I did get a reference to a site from Blockchain Brian in the Benzinga Discord. He referenced this site cryptoslam.io as another reference to find top NFT blockchains by volume. I have not had time to dig into that further. I will be if I can find additional information about other cryptocurrencies that fit that thesis of ones that are used to mint NFTs and they look promising. We'll probably add them as well to our crypto watch list in Webull, etc. I also got a response from Norok in the Best of Us Investors Tribe Discord, and he is also the owner-operator of the Chartist Discord, which I would highly recommend, as well as ours. He responded that Selenium is the second most popular cryptocurrency for minting NFTs. So you'll see I've added the symbol for Selenium in Webull is SOLUSD, and in a previous video we've shown how you can find the symbol for a given cryptocurrency in Webull, so I won't repeat that right here, but I will put the reference to that video in the description box so you can see, okay, if I'm looking for Selenium, how do I find the symbol used in Webull to place orders in Webull. So again, we're adding Selenium. We're going to start watching Selenium as well. I would like to do some more due diligence on Selenium in terms of, what's the real risk and the demand, etc. Is it going to survive? What's it used for? And again, we're just starting to learn cryptocurrency. So if anyone has more experience, comments, etc., other cryptocurrencies used for minting NFTs, pros and cons of Ethereum versus Selenium versus others, etc. If you have experience with this cryptoslam.io site, if you'd recommend it or not, or if there are other sites you would recommend, please put them in the comments below. Please put them in the cryptocurrency channel in our Discord, etc. And again, we'll get started trying to learn trading of cryptocurrencies together, okay? Okay, all I want to say today in terms of shopping list stocks is to reiterate the points that were made in part 1. Again, if you haven't seen part 1, I would recommend you view that. Be greedy when others are fearful for more details about these topics, but I would highly recommend that you cull your shopping list and remove Russian stocks and any company impacted or directly or indirectly impacted by sanctions on Russia. So go through your shopping list and make sure that none of them are going to be negatively impacted. Otherwise, with the declining bearish market, if an opportunity presents itself, that's what the shopping list is for. If you have any other questions, please contact us through the Discord, our Facebook group, etc., the comments of this video about what a shopping list is and how to utilize that. So we hope this all helps. Good luck and have a great trading week. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You could also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U. and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.